Hello, I'm Courtney James, and I'm here with Gary Lohman, the VPX and director at 9 Mile Metals, and Kevin Hicks, the director at 9 Miles as well. Thank you so much for joining me today, you guys.
Thank you.
For having us.
So I just wanted to chat a little bit about the California Lake Drill Program. I know that we've been getting pretty deep in the ground with that, and I just had a couple of questions from shareholders who were just wondering a little bit about some of the operations that's going on there.
Okay, go ahead, Courtney.
Okay, perfect. So Gary, this one is for you. Can you discuss your approach to core handling?
Like we're very conscious of taking care of the core. I meet the drillers at the end of each shift. The boxes are sealed. I get them to the warehouse, and being winter, the core has to be thawed out before we even look at it. And we've got lots of racks and table space there. So once their core's thawed out, we get it laid out in order, and then I do a rough log through just to see what the main geological sections are. I check for mineralization, alteration, and usually any faulting or anything that may help describe the system or potential mineralization.
And has any of the oh, sorry, go for it.
I was going to say, in the warehouse is secure. There's no other access right now besides myself.
Okay, very cool. And have any of the assays been sent yet, or any of the core been sent for assays yet?
Not yet. We have had some cut, and I want to get some detailed logging done before they go in and make sure it's sectioned off properly.
Once they do get sent, what's the timeline for results?
Depending on how busy the labs are, 2 to 4 weeks. So it's a reasonable turnaround.
Okay, awesome. And then Kevin, I think that you're the one who might be a good one to answer this question. How much deviation in the dip is tolerable for still hitting the target, and what adjustments can be made to address this if it does go off path?
So it's really a function of when the deviation occurs. If it's the top of the hole, that tends to build throughout the depth as you're drilling, and it's a large deviation at the target. Right now, we're using hex casing. We haven't seen much deviation, but the deeper in the hole, the more deviation you can stand and still hit the target.
Okay. And Gary, if there is anything kind of going off track, what is some corrective measures that you can do to reroute the course?
The drillers, once we know where the deviation is, we will have a talk with the drill crew, and then we can figure out, we can back up a bit and actually put in a wedge so you can deflect the rod string. And I think we can do like up to I think it's a degree or a degree and a half. So you could get yourself back on track and into the target.
Okay, cool. And then regarding XRF results, I know that you do a lot of XRF results at the core shack. Will you release these immediately if you hit target, or will you have to wait for the results from the sides before releasing that?
That'll be a decision we may make later. We've had good success, and we have a lot of QA/QC protocols for doing that. And it may depend on the style of mineralization. Previously, what we hit was quite massive.
Mm-hmm.
And so the results were, like I say, within some good guidelines. We do use standards through the process, as we described before. If it was more disseminated in that, it may not be, or I say disseminated, when it's homogeneous, we could. When it's more disseminated, it'd be more problematic, and that's where we'd have to make a decision at that point.
Okay, very cool. And then Kevin, if there is is there a possibility of a gap in communication with investors during any stage of the drill program, specifically with the holidays approaching?
It's a possibility. Obviously, we're not going to be drilling at that time, so we'll try to keep the communications and let everybody know the status. We will be working on some of the bulk sample initiatives during that time, so we'll try to keep everybody updated on that.
Okay, very awesome. Well, thank you for answering some of those questions, you guys. Is there any other things that you would like to note about how the program's going before we close?
No, I'm just happy everything's going well. Drill crew's been performing well, and we've had really good core recovery. And a lot of assistance from the Department of Mines here.
Yes. It seems I was chatting with Patrick earlier. He was mentioning how supportive they've been throughout the whole project.
Yeah, actually, even assisting with, and when you think of XRF, like previously it was just the mineralogy. We're looking for the copper, lead, zinc. They've been helping me with various titanium and zirconium ratios that help me identify which rock group we're in. So it's good to have that sort of academic assistance.
And what would your reasoning be for why they're so supportive of this program and helping you out throughout it?
Well, this is this is mining friendly in here.
Mm-hmm.
We're in an area which has known occurrences, and there's been very little deep drilling in this area. Most holes prior to this, early ones were in the 50 to maybe 100-meter mark. Some as deep as 200, but that's it. And they're up to the north and south of this. So this is like a very prospective area that's not been looked at depth in the right rocks.
Okay, cool. Well, it's great to hear that they're supportive of how things are going,
Yeah.
and I'm glad to hear that it's a positive update for you guys. I know the weather hasn't been so friendly up there, but it sounds like you're staying warm. uh, all right. Well, thank you so much to both of you. Thank you, Kevin. Thank you, Gary. Gary, stay warm, and we'll chat with you both soon.
Okay, thank you.